we are going to be celebrating Veterans Day. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to draw the outline of our poppy. Your drawing does not need to be perfect. Now, sometimes this glossy paper gets on the marker. If you think yours has some of that glossy on it, see how this one has some glossy on it? I'm just using it until it turns black. Now, how does it draw better? When I go fast or when I go slowly? Slowly. On this paper, big deal. Fast, slowly. Okay? If it starts to look like it's running out, do this on the paper again to get the ink going. And then over here. That's why we got those messy mats to be messy on. You're going to make the entire circle filled in with this permanent marker. If you think it is out, you're going to bring it over to my station over here, get a new one, and then leave the one that you think is out for me, because I might be able to fix it. All right, when you are done with this Sharpie, you just leave it right next to your space, and then you and your shoulder partner are going to use my metallic markers. They open on this side. There should be 8 of them, all different colors. Try not to mix up the 2 boxes. And then what you can do is, poppies are pretty cool because they have all these really cool little designs in them. Sometimes they look like little dots. Sometimes they look like little flowers. Sometimes they look like circles. Their centers are just so beautiful. Don't fill up the whole thing, but make these little dots and lines and shapes inside the center. And you can use more than one color if you want. Poppies have this really beautiful, amazing shape, but their petals are huge and they kind of overlap. Do you see how they're huge and they overlap? We're going to start with that. So, going back to my drawing, I'm going to make my first one pretty big. And then I'm going to go behind it to overlap it. And then I'm going to go to behind it to overlap it. And then I'm going to overlap it. And then I'm going to overlap it. Be very careful not to make your poppy start looking like an oval. Try to keep it as round as you can. With the petals, I get Crayola markers. Okay, don't get started yet. Okay, say, pinch the lid of the black. Pull. Okay, first thing you're going to do is you're going to trace around the circle you just made. This is going to add some value and some interesting line stars. Then you're going to go around the petals that you just made. If you run out of black, then use gray. If you ran out of black and I gave you a gray, it's just going to live in that black spot. Something we do is we push down till it snaps, and then we put these tape side down in our wooden box like that. How this works is I'm going to dip just the bristles in here, and then I'm going to put it on. Now, I'm not going to go back and forth and back and forth. I'm just kind of pressing water on it until it touches. Now, if you use those Crayola markers on the line, I want you to see what cool thing happens when I put that on there. Do you see the Crayola marker coming through the bleeding tissue paper right there? Isn't that cool? Now, say, make variety, because one thing about art, if it was all just red, it would be kind of boring. To make variety, I put other warm colors. Say the warm colors. Are red, orange, And yellow. So I didn't put yellow in there. Pink is light red. And then it's going to create some good variety if you layer them on top. Not 100%, but do you see how I did zigzag and not like a square? Okay. If you get a little bit over the middle, it's not going to hurt anybody. Okay? If you get a little bit over your edge, not going to hurt anybody. It's not going to hurt if it gets a little bit on my messy mat. But I do want the whole thing to be filled because when we cut these out, I want it to be all the way. It's not a paint, it's a dab. Yeah. Class. Like I said, it's not a paint, it's a dab. It's like an up and down.